What's good, you guys? It's your boy B-Day, and first of all, before I introduce, y'all already know who it is. I want to apologize for not bringing out a week 4 recap. You know, we was a little busy or whatever. School's starting to hit a little harder, but we're back for week 5, and it was a little interesting week. It was a very competitive week in football. There was 5 games decided by 3 points or less, so teams are starting to get in their groove a little bit. So we're gonna get in our groove, talk about what we talk about. Our 2 biggest takeaways from week 5, and I guess I'll let you start this one, man, since I've been doing a lot of talking.
So, man, for my first takeaway, it's gonna hurt because you're wearing that hat, but Sam Darnold's the best rookie quarterback in this year's class.
Talk about it, man.
It's really...
Hey, man, talk about it.
He's looked like the most complete quarterback. He only threw for like a $198 last night, but he threw for 3 touchdowns. Had the 1 pick, but as we both thought, rookie quarterbacks, they're going to throw picks. And when they're going to let him be a gunslinger, he's going to throw picks. But, I mean, Josh Allen threw for like 88 yards. Josh Rosen threw for like a $110 or something maybe. Yeah. He barely broke 100.
Against a depleted 49er defense.
And, I mean, Baker Mayfield did get a little dub against Baltimore in overtime at home. Right? Was it at home?
Yeah, they scored 12
points. No, man, just the throws that Sam Darnold's making right now. I think he hit Robbie Anderson twice yesterday for like over 50 yards or something both times. He put both passes on a dime. Yeah. Granted, he did get a little help yesterday with Isaiah Crowell breaking the like 200-yard rushing mark, franchise record or something along those lines.
219 to be exact.
But I still think that Isaiah Crowell had a great day because when you have a gunslinger like Darnold, you can't really stack the box. Right. Really, he's doing all this with a bunch of second tier at the absolute best.
Yeah.
Second tier at the absolute best receivers.
Yeah. And
a second tier running back in Isaiah Crowell. Mm-hmm. And he put up 34 on the vaunting Denver Bronco defense. Just based off what he did yesterday, he looks like he's going to be the best quarterback in the draft.
I feel it, man, and I appreciate the love, man. You know, Jet Nation, y'all go stand up if there's any of y'all out there. I'm gonna go a little different route. I'm gonna go NFC. I want to just talk about what we think of and what we know of as the best quarterback in the league. But his team has really not looked good. Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, man, his team has not looked great. And yesterday they played the Lions. Or Sunday they played the Lions, I should say, and in that first half, he didn't look good either. I'm going to keep it real.
He's got to get off that knee. Mm-hmm. He's got to get off that knee. He has no escapability, nothing like that.
Yeah, and as good as Aaron Rodgers is in the pocket, what makes him the best quarterback is him being able to extend plays and go off script. And like you said, you know, that knee is really hindering him from doing that.
That may be the best division of football right now. Chicago Bears aren't going outside. Minnesota's great. Green Bay's great.
I'm about to say outside of probably the AFC North, the NFC North is right up there.
So, I mean, are they even at this point
making the playoffs?
Yeah, are they even making the playoffs? Is it worth him playing through that knee injury?
As of right now, I don't see them making the playoffs. And
I mean, granted, they just lost to the Lions, right? Isn't that the last place team in their division on top of that? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you just lost to your last place team. But you barely beat Chicago.
And you have a tie with
the Vikings, so you're not in a great spot division-wise.
Yeah. And albeit while your record is 2-1, so you're not negative, you're not positive, you're literally 500. You guys just haven't looked great. There was one game against the Bears. Defense looked really good in the second half, looked amazing, and Aaron Rodgers looked amazing in the second half. But you guys haven't put a complete game together. And that's scaring me. And honestly, like you said, if I'm Aaron Rodgers, who hasn't looked amazing, I wouldn't beat myself up over this season with this team.
And I think what's finally getting to him is they haven't had a running back in years. And maybe since he's been since he's been the starting QB.
Their best running back they've had was a converted receiver in Ty Montgomery.
Yeah.
2-1, you guys aren't out of the woods yet, but you guys gotta make some changes. Mason Crosby, I feel bad for you because if you weren't there for so long, you'd be out of a job today. I'm just gonna talk about another team that's 2-2-1, but they're in the complete opposite direction of where the Packers seem to be going, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, they hung up 41 against the Falcons on Sunday, albeit the Falcons have had 3 defensive starters lost for the season. Both of their safeties lost for the season. You know, you still put up 41 against the NFL defense and a team who many thought were gonna be a contending team. You know what I'm saying? Le'Veon, I want to address you man to man. You really, no, let me talk to you, Le'Veon. You really might have dug yourself a deep hole in terms of bargaining and negotiating, because this dude, James Conner, is showing that he can do what you do, not as flashy, not as great, obviously, but he is approximating what you do. And that's bad for you, because
It's not good at all. No.
teams are going to say, oh, we don't need to pay Le'Veon.
Was it Le'Veon that was good, or was it that Steelers system?
Was it the Steelers?
Was it the Steelers system that was
Was
good?
it AB and Juju giving him 7 in the box instead of 8, or 6 in the box instead of 7? Because right now, I don't know. And I don't want to sound disrespectful or come off as disrespectful to you or the Steelers as a whole, but James Conner rushed for 2 touchdowns yesterday, and he's been tearing it up all year. The more important part, they're saving so much more with James Conner
Than they are with you.
you know what I'm saying? So you got some serious decision making to do, but off you, back to the team as a whole. AB looks great.
That connection,
As per
AB,
usual.
that AB Ben Roethlisberger connection.
It's
What did he
different.
say in his post-game interview? Wi-Fi lit.
Wi-Fi lit.
Wi-Fi
Like,
lit.
it's
So
different.
That connection was there yesterday.
Juju looks
Smith
amazing.
caught another touchdown.
Another TD. Celebration.
Open, catch made. Juju Smith-Schuster has a Steeler touchdown. Had to make sure his feet were in and that he held onto the ball. And
Vance McDonald, he's looking like he's a top 5 tight end in the league.
He
this
is
year.
absolutely killing it. He's like brings energy to that team that reminds me a lot of what Heath Miller used to bring to the Steelers. You guys saw that stiff arm on Monday Night Football, but he's an excellent run blocker as well as a pass blocker. And when he goes out in a route, that's a third receiver damn near. You know what I'm saying? Big Ben, he looks rejuvenated after, week 2 or so. He looks like, okay, I'm not messing around anymore.
And their defense has been great this year, but they really did a good number on Julio on Sunday as well.
Yeah,
so.
No, absolutely,
Yeah,
bro.
they did a good number on Julio.
They looked great.
Calvin Ridley came into the game with something like 6 touchdowns through 3 games, and he didn't have a touchdown. It was like 4 catches for 40 yards. Just like you said, they're going the opposite direction of the Packers. Defense is starting to look like the defense normally does, to give them literally everything that you need. They have a running back, a pass-catching running back. They have Antonio Brown, one of the most electrifying, if not the most electrifying player in the game. Juju Smith-Schuster, a great route runner, great hands,
Amazing
everything
hands.
that he has, everything that a good wide receiver needs. And Big Ben, known for
Just
making, extending plays, getting big passes off, being a clutch performer. This division, it's up for grabs right now. And right now the
definitely
Steelers look like they're trying to grab for it.
Yeah.
But here's my second one, man. I'm gonna go. We really focused on the offense a lot there. I'm gonna focus solely on defense.
Okay.
And I'm
Somebody gotta do it.
gonna go with my team, man. I feel like every week I have to talk about the Cowboys. I really try not to, but man, Jalen Smith and that defense, they really are hooping. If you saw one of our first videos that we dropped, one of the first ones we dropped this year, I told y'all Jalen Smith is gonna make this defense be something.
He called it.
And as of right now,
He called it.
with a hurt Sean Lee, they really are producing.
They're
and
top 10 defense right now.
I want to get this out. I'm not giving all the credit to Jalen Smith. My boy, Leighton Vander Esch, hooping.
Big hoop.
DeMarcus Lawrence, hooping.
Big hoop.
And let's not mention that they seem to be on the field for 3/4 of a game because this Cowboys offense not going nowhere.
Not looking good, yeah.
So they're coming out, they're hooping. Chidobe Awuzie's hooping. Byron Jones is not even getting thrown at.
He's
Jeff Heath is out there trying his damnedest.
Yeah.
And I think it's all revolving around just Jalen Smith's speed, his athleticism. Teams can't run that side-to-side stuff against the Cowboys this year because he's there.
And just to piggyback off that, like, and if anybody watched that Texan game, right before the end of the first half, Deshaun Watson, a mobile quarterback,
4th and goal,
a primarily mobile quarterback, tries to beat Jalen Smith to the edge, and instead of beating him, Jalen Smith waiting on him.
Jalen Smith beat him to the spot and like looked at his watch and said, "Bro, you're supposed to be here by now. What's going on?"
Like, I'm trying to get to the locker room.
So yeah, he also made a play later in the game where Deshaun Watson tried to throw over the top of him, and he just met that ball. He didn't pick it or nothing, but high pointed it, tipped it away. You won't hear me give Jerry Jones a lot of credit, but he hit that one out the park.
Yeah.
Shout out Red Sox. But I'm just saying, man, this Cowboys defense, if they can get an offense, sit back and think about that. When's the last time you heard this Cowboys defense is just waiting on an offense? Maher has been everything but perfect this year.
After his first field goal miss, he hasn't missed.
He's been automatic. He's hitting everything Dan Bailey-esque. Dan Bailey is still the better kicker. But Dan Bailey-esque. He's doing everything he needs to do. He's kicking it from 40 down the pipe. One more first down.
That's game.
2 more, 3 more yards. We're maybe giving him a shot.
Yeah.
And we can see what late second field goals can do to kickers' strength. If you look at, was it Graham Gano, 63-yarder for the win? So, I mean, he had momentum. He was going to have a bunch of adrenaline. He could have booted that thing, but we'll never know because we punted it. And then DeAndre Hopkins was better than our entire secondary.
Yeah. But, I don't know, man. I don't want to overreact on the Cowboys because defense keeps you in games always. And we know this offense, at bare minimum, Zeke is good for 14 a game, 17 a game. They scored, 16 last night? But, I mean, if Dak can just throw a touchdown per game.
You always say defense wins championships, but offense wins games. And you got to win games to get to the championship. And right now, we're just like when you look at a team like I'm just gonna use the Jets. They're rebuilding,
and we look at
there's a reason that they're 2 and 3.
2 and 3.
There's a reason they're 2 and 3 because they're rebuilding. They just drafted Darnold. They're just getting their pieces together. They're still looking for skill positions, still trying to get the defense right. And then there's us, whose window is supposed to be open right now at 2 and 3.
Yep.
Dak, we're gonna have to if. Dak's gonna want his contract this year.
Are you paying him?
I will refuse to give that man.
Talk to him. Talk to him. Let me get out your way, man.
Dak Prescott, let me talk to you one-on-one. Do the same thing Brandon did. You got to nut up, buddy. You have to get $250 a game and a touchdown. I'm not asking for 2 touchdowns. I'm not.
Just one.
But right now, dude. Give me the ball. Zeke could throw that ball better.
Got a little worked up by week 5. You guys let us know if there's anything we missed, anything y'all want to add. Feel free to comment. It's a New York state of mind. I know it's swing the rock. We'll see y'all later.